Welcome back to the show. Now, one of the final Melbourne International Comedy Festival shows that I have caught was the adults only magic show. Now, to to get in the mood, let's tell some jokes, shall we? Now, what do you call a magician with what do you call a magician with wandering hands? You call him David Copperfield. What do you call a magician who's taking a leak? You call him a wizard. And what does a magician call it when he can't perform in bed? He calls it missed erection. Now, that one honestly is probably a lot more funny in printed form, but unfortunately, I don't really know too many more dirty magician themed jokes. But don't despair because the boys at the adults only magic show have you covered, while they keep themselves very often uncovered. Our meeting for the first time in 2014, stage magicians Sam Hume and Justin Williams would go on to form a long lasting friendship. They started off with a bang performing their show Go Trick Yourself. And for that show, they combined everything from really their careers, everything that they'd ever wanted to see put into a magic act. And over the years, there have been various ups and downs. The pair suffered the loss of much of their equipment in a major house fire at one point, but they never let it dampen their spirits. And as their company, Showman Productions, they continued performing a variety of acts, such as their award winning family friendly performances of The Greatest Magic Show and Justin's Big Balloon Show, just to name a few. But it's not just kids that enjoy magic, and the boys are joined on stage by Magnus Danger Magnus for this very funny, highly energetic, and extremely raunchy adults only magic show. It's a production that is so popular that they have toured it all across Australia and even overseas. Now, I caught the Naughty Night of Entertainment for its really, it's crazy. It's 287th performance. Now, I didn't know exactly what to expect and how the team would blend magic and adult content. And I mean, to be clear, I'm no stranger to the idea, being myself a huge fan of magicians Penn and Teller, American magicians Penn and Teller, and those are two guys who have really been quite rude at certain times over their illustrious career. And Sam and Justin really, I think, they certainly deserve to be regarded in equal high esteem with this incredible and quite a jaw dropping show. And it's surprising not just as a fun night out where you're going to hear some cuss words and see some willies, but it's surprising for just the talent and the showmanship on stage. Now, as the master of ceremonies, Magnus Danger Magnus warms up the audience for showtime, both of the boys they burst onto the stage with gusto, and it really is an incredibly fun show, and the audience is encouraged to make a lot of noise and just to have a good time. There's card tricks, there's straitjacket and rope escapes, vanishings, teleportations, and a whole lot of other things. Now, incredibly, even if some of the illusions seem familiar, and you may have seen this kind of trick done in another show, you'll still find yourself wondering, wait, just how exactly did they do that? Now, it would have been very easy to simply rely on the shock nudity throughout the show to help distract the audience as somebody hides the Ace of Hearts or whatever, but the show is so much more than that, with so much happening, all of which it demands your attention. There's just as a rule, there's two performers on stage. Very often, they will have two members of the audience on stage with them, and Magnus, the MC, accompanying them. So the show is it's just a gold mine of misdirection and sleight of hand. So like as Justin it keeps you distracted looking one way, Sam will use the opportunity to pull off something sneaky or vice versa. And that just the fact that there's a lot of people and a lot of things happening on the stage all at the same time, that doesn't mean anything if the stars weren't as commanding of the stage as they are. So Sam and Justin, they have for the night that I saw them, they have great chemistry together, and as did Magnus. And I believe Magnus, it was his 170th performance with the boys. Really, they kept the crowd laughing and cheering. And they were always amping up the energy of the room. Sam performed the same trick that he did the night that he and Justin first met. And Justin, for his magic trick, he makes a G string disappear up his ass. So it's really just this fun, infectious energy, which also kind of makes the audience participation such an appealing proposition for potential volunteers. This is besides the promise of of drink vouchers going out to anybody that volunteers. But uh, something that I think a lot of people kind of worried going into it about being dragged up on stage or being embarrassed. I know I kind of was. But nobody's dragged up on stage who doesn't want to be there, and really any embarrassment quickly fades away with just how receptive the audience is. During the night that I attended, there was a particularly innocent gentleman named Jack, and Jack quickly became just a star in his own right, with the audience cheering his name by the end. So really, adults only magic show. It's a ride. It's such a good time. It's a really fun, good, entertaining show for grown-ups. And I think what it could have just been a simple novelty of jiggly bits and four-letter words, but instead it's something much more with fascinating illusions, captivating performers, and just constant laughter all night. So hey, this was their 10th anniversary this year. So, hey, here's to 10 more years of surprises and 10 more years of dick jokes. I really quite enjoyed it. And yeah, I guess check it out. I know that they play this every Melbourne International Comedy Festival they play it. I believe they also play it as part of the Fringe Festival. So yeah, it should definitely be playing later in the year, even if you missed it for this current run as part of the comedy festival. So yeah, keep your ear to the ground and check it out.